Okay, live action. We're ready to roll.
Cool. Alright, so this is kind of your control panel. We'll start right here is what we call your monitoring panel.
Okay.
It's going to tell you the condition of your battery and how much water you have in all your holding tanks.
Okay.
So it's got these buttons down on the bottom row, like the first, or this one on the right, it says battery. So if you push it, see all those lights that came on?
Yeah.
So on the battery, it's with this row of words right here. It's weak, low, good, charged.
Okay.
So right now it's just telling you the battery's fully charged.
Okay.
All four lights are on.
Okay.
Anytime you're plugged in or generator running, it's going to look just like that.
Okay.
If you're dry, excuse me, if you're dry camping,
and turn everything off, that's when it'll give me a true reading?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And what's going to happen is that batteries lose charge. The lights are going to start going out from top to bottom.
Okay.
So what you're looking for, as far as when to get my battery recharged, when you test it, you only see two lights on.
Okay.
You want to catch them when they're about halfway.
Okay. So when it's about halfway and I'm dry camping, kick the generator.
Kick the generator on.
Okay.
That's the best way to do it.
All right.
Because if the batteries go completely dead, where nothing works, generator won't start. Because generator starts off those batteries.
Okay.
And then you'd have to jump start the generator via the batteries or something like that.
Okay.
Okay. So that's your battery, and then you've got, it says fresh, black, gray 1, and gray 2. It's going to be the same type of reading, but it's going to be on this side where it says empty, 1/3, 2/3 full.
Okay.
So right now your fresh water is empty, black water is empty. Black water is just your toilet.
Toilet. Okay.
Gray 1 is going to be your bathroom, sink, and shower. Gray 2 is going to be this sink right here.
Okay.
So outside, when we go outside, I'll show you, you're going to have 3 dump valves. 1 black and 2 gray.
Okay.
And that's where you connect your sewer hose.
And just so I understand this in my head, you only fill it up with fresh water, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then as you use this, they go into your gray tank.
Right.
And then as you go to the bathroom, it goes into the black
Right.
tank. Okay.
So if you're dry camping and you have to bring your own water with you, you're going to fill up your fresh water tank. You can fill up however much you want. You may not want it all the way full.
Right.
Because of the weight issue.
How many gallons is it?
It's, I think, on the Fuzion 80.
80?
It's pretty good size. So let's say you had your fresh water completely full. When you hit that, all the lights would be on.
Right.
And then what you just said is you start using it, freshwater lights go out. These other ones are going to start going up as you add water to them.
Okay.
Okay, pretty. Now, the other way of hooking up water is city water.
Okay.
Which is a direct connect. You go to full hookups, you're going to use their water. That bypasses the freshwater tank. It just goes directly to all your faucets.
Directly in. Okay,
but
so you're not
the same
filling
thing's
up.
going to happen as far as your wastewater tanks.
Okay.
So your fresh water would read nothing if there's nothing in there, but the other 3, the levels start going up as you use it.
Okay.
And then right here on the right, that's your water pump. That water pump switch you'll need on if you're going to use water out of your freshwater tank, if you're dry camping. That pump will pressurize the onboard tank, so you'll have running water at all your faucets in your toilet and your shower.
Okay.
If you're on city water, that water's already pressurized, doesn't go through the freshwater tank, therefore you don't need the pump on.
Okay. All right.
Okay. The next one we'll talk about, this is your water heater. You got a 6-gallon water heater.
Which one's the water heater?
This one and this one. It says gas and electric.
Okay.
So what that is, the gas button, that right there, will start heating your water using your propane.
Okay.
Which is the standard way of doing it. The other side where it says electric, that one right there.
Okay.
If you're plugged in or your generator's running and you want to maybe conserve your propane, it has an electric element in the water heater.
Okay, so if I'm plugged in, I'll use the electric.
Right.
Okay, so if I'm plugged in, because I'm going to be plugged in for several months in the beginning, I just turn it on, leave it on all the time.
As long as you know that you've got a source of
power,
water.
So I'm plugged into city water. So then I turn it on.
Right.
Okay.
And as long as you, because what happens on your water heater works just like your house. It's always going to be the first thing that fills up with water as soon as you connect the source of water in here. It's going to dump 6 gallons in there first.
Okay.
If you're on city water, it's going to fill that up, okay? And then as you heat the water, then as you use it, that level's going to drop down.
Okay.
When it gets down to a certain point, as long as you've got a source of water connected, it'll automatically fill back up. you'll just have to wait for it to reheat.
Okay. What happens if you somehow forget and you're not hooked up to water and you turn it on?
It'll burn a hole in your water heater. If you're using your water heater dry, it'll burn a hole in it eventually.
Okay, and there's no like alarm warning or anything for that?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right.
If you're using your freshwater tank, you fill up your freshwater tank, and then turn your pump on. It's going to take 6 gallons out of that and put it into your water heater.
Okay.
And then as you use it, the same thing's going to happen. The only difference is if you're using your freshwater tank, you have to have the pump on so it'll replenish.
Okay.
So there's pressure, so and most of the time, if you're dry camping and you run out of hot water, you'll probably know because the pump will be on and you're probably in the shower. And then all of a sudden the water's going to get cold. It'll fill back up as long as the pump's on, and you just have to wait for it to reheat.
Okay, so if you're dry camping and you use your hot water, you got to have the pump on so that it refills
back
so
up.
you can heat it back up.
Right,
Okay.
right. City water pretty much does it automatically. It'll just keep filling it up for you.
Okay.
Okay. You saw this little light in the middle. It says reset. It's not a reset button. It's just telling you it only pertains to the propane side. So what's going to happen right now, it's electronic ignition, so as soon as it lights, that light's going to go out. Okay? So if you're using the propane side on your water heater and you happen to notice that this light's on, it's basically telling you that the flame went out because it lost its supply of gas. See, now it's just lit.
Okay.
I don't want to have it on too long because there's no water in there.
Okay.
So if that light comes on, turn it off. The most probable cause is ran out of propane. That's basically what that's telling you. It's like a check light.
Okay.
And to reset it, basically you have to turn it off, go find out what's going on. Yep, that tank's empty.
Switch
it over. When you know you've got good propane flow, and come back in, refire it.
Okay.
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 All right. Generator. That's all these 3 down here. This is your hour meter. Keeps track of your hours for your maintenance.
Okay.
This is the fuel gauge for the one tank. This will be both generator and your toy tank.
Okay.
Okay, so you got one tank for both.
Okay.
And then this middle one here is how you start and stop your generator. So to start it, it says stop/prime. Rock it down. Red light's going to come on. It's just letting you know that it's priming. It won't go out when it's done priming. It'll stay on.
Okay.
Usually about 15 seconds.
Okay.
Of priming. That's going to depend on the altitude you're at, the weather, how long it's been sitting before it's been started.
Okay. So once it turns red, it's ready to go?
No, it's just letting you know that it's priming.
Okay, so when it turns off, then you're ready.
It won't turn off.
It won't turn off.
So what will happen, and then once it's running, it'll stay on solid.
Okay.
As it's starting, it'll flash.
Okay.
Okay.
But you have to prime it every time you do it?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So 15 seconds, hold it down.
Try that first, yeah. If it doesn't fire, let go of the switch, let it set for a couple seconds, and maybe give it another 5-second boost.
Okay.
And try to start it.
All right.
Okay. And they can be a little finicky at high altitudes.
Okay.
You know, that's the price we pay for living here, I guess.
Right.
So when your generator's running, it's the same thing if you were plugged in. So when the generator's running, you'd be able to watch your TV, run your air conditioner, your microwave, your 110 outlets.
Okay.
Okay, it has, and then turn it off.
Just hold it down. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It does have automatic transfer switches, isolation relays in it, meaning normally if you're, like right now we're plugged into a 30 amp service, normally you don't need your generator on when you're plugged in.
Right.
But if you do, it's not going to hurt anything.
Okay.
The shore power gets cut off after about 30 seconds.
Okay.
And then the generator will always take over. When you do start your generator, say you're not plugged in, you know, you just want to kick it on because you want the air conditioners to run a little bit. Just make sure that all your big 110 appliances are turned off. So like make sure the air conditioner's in the off position. Start your generator. And then usually it takes about 30 seconds for that generator to start producing your 110. And the easiest way to do it is you can just sit here. Because if we weren't plugged in, generator's not running, that little red light on the TV would not be on. That's your standby light. Microwave would not be on. Once you see the red light come on the TV, then you know, okay, the generator's powered up, and you can start turning on your air conditioner and stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay. Furnace is behind here. That's what we're running.
Okay.
Entertainment center, pretty straightforward on it. It's AM, FM, CD, DVD player.
Does it have like for your iPod?
It's got a USB and it's got an audio in.
Okay, so you have to plug it in and set it up there or something like that. Okay.
Right.
It's not Bluetooth?
It's not Bluetooth. No.
Not Bluetooth.
No.
Okay.
C's your outdoor speakers.
Okay.
B's your subwoofer. A's indoor. You can mix and match them however you want.
Okay.
When you go up and do your paperwork with Mitch today, you're going to get a packet.
Okay.
It'll have 2 sets of keys in it. It'll have the remote, because this does have a remote for this, remote for your TVs,
Okay.
and then all your fun reading material, all your owner's manuals and the
Good.
manual for the trailer. We highly suggest nowadays, just to let you know, the manual for the trailer is very you see what you're doing. It's very non-specific manual.
Okay.
It's the same manual for any Keystone product.
Okay.
So it's not going to have a picture of this telling you what everything does.
All right.
The internet is a big help. Google,
Okay.
YouTube is wonderful. YouTube has tons of stuff about RVs.
Okay.
Travel trailers, toy haulers, stuff like that.
All right.
What do you say about my Blackwater on a toy hauler? He'll come up with a lot of information for you.
Okay.
Okay. This does run off of 12 volts. So if you're dry camping,
It'll still run.
It'll still run
Okay.
without the generator.
Okay.
Correct.
And then if it looks like if there's low oil pressure or anything like that, what will happen?
It'll flash twice.
Okay.
It'll flash 3 times. Service required.
Okay.
And then if you overcrank, it'll flash 4 times.
Okay. So what happens if you overcrank it?
If you overcrank, gotta let it set for a while.
Sit for a while. Okay.
Let the starter cool down or whatever.
What's a while?
I try maybe 15 minutes.
Okay.
Sometimes. And all that should be in the manual. Like the manual for the generator, for the TV, for your refrigerator, all that stuff will be specific.
Okay.
It's just the trailer itself that isn't much help.
Okay. All right.
Awning.
All right. Hold on. Okay.
Awning's real easy. That is electric.
Okay.
All you do right here, extend, retract. Go now.
Nope. Now it's going.
We won't go all the way out because I don't want to hit the building for you. You
Yep.
can stop it wherever you want.
You're good right there. Okay. And that's just that button right
Yep.
here.
Yep.
Toggle it up or down. Okay.
Yep. And then you do have on the tube, when the awning's all the way out, you have
The lights. Okay.
Which is usually, I think it's this. No, it's not. Probably gonna be this one right here.
Okay.
Outdoor lights.
All right.
Get this all the way back in. Definitely want to watch the weather with your awning.
Okay.
Wind.
Does it have a thing where if there's too much wind, it'll automatically come in?
They don't.
No?
No.
What about rain sensors on any of the pop-up things? Do you know?
Nope, I think this one here. Nope.
Nope. Okay.
All right, ready for the kitchen? Refrigerator, it's easy.
Okay.
Go off, on, and right now it's in the auto position.
Okay.
The best thing to do is keep it in the auto position.
What does auto mean?
It's going to run off of either 110 or propane, whatever's available.
Okay.
Default is 110. So anytime you're plugged in, it'll run off of 110.
Okay.
So right now, if we went out and unplugged you, it'll automatically switch to propane.
Okay.
Unlike the water heater you have to do it manually. Refrigerator does it automatically.
Okay. So that's really easy.
It is. When it's running off the propane, it's going to look like that. The gas light, even if it's in the auto position.
Okay.
And then the check light right there, it's just like the water heater. That check light comes on, it's telling it to check your propane.
Check propane.
Check propane.
Okay. Chad, I'll call you back here in a minute. Okay.
The other choice you have, you really don't use it a whole lot on these because you have the big generator, but you can force it to run off gas even if you're plugged in. Some people prefer to run it on propane and electric.
Okay, why would they consider that?
Some people think it cools better. It does the same thing, I think.
Okay.
Mainly what it would be designed for, let's say you had a small generator, like a 600 watt generator that you're going to plug into. You may not want that refrigerator to run off that generator.
Okay, because you may have some other stuff on it.
Right.
Okay.
You can switch it to gas only.
Okay.
Okay. And then this is your temperature set. 5's the coldest.
Okay.
They do take a while to get to temperature, so if you can plug it in like the night before you guys leave, turn the refrigerator on, it'll start cooling. By the morning, it'll be nice and cold for you.
Okay. So what if you know, say you're going to leave on a Friday, you pack up on a Thursday, you're ready to go, you pack the refrigerator with food.
After it's cooled.
After it's cooled.
You have to turn it on first and get it cold. They can take up to 8 hours to get to temperature.
Okay, so you even went. So then you want to start this thing on like Thursday, get it up to temperature by Friday,
right.
And then. But say you're not, or so let's say you get it up to temperature on Wednesday, you pack on Thursday, and you leave on Friday. Will this thing run overnight with just with gas?
It would, but if you could be plugged in, it's just because the propane usage on the refrigerators is minimal. Okay, 'cause it's just a little bitty pilot light.
Okay.
But it still needs the battery to run the light in the refrigerator and for the circuit board.
Okay, so you're better off to be plugged in
until you actually
bring it up to temperature.
And then just unplug it right before you head out. Before you head out.
Okay.
And as you're driving, the battery's going to keep charging because you're plugged into your tow vehicle. So your battery charges when you're plugged into your tow vehicle.
And then this will stay on, right?
Right.
Even while you're driving.
Right. It'll as long as your propane's on.
As long as your propane's on. Okay.
The only thing you want to watch out for, we pass this along, is if you go to a gas station to fill up your tank or your tow vehicle, before you pull up to the pump, have someone come in here, turn the refrigerator off. Fill up your gas, and then when you pull away, come back in, turn it back on.
Why is that?
So you don't have an open flame next to the gas pump.
I see. Okay.
The other option is once you've got these cool, they will maintain their coolness for about 4 or 5 hours. So if you're going on a 3-4 hour trip, you can always turn it off.
Okay.
Then when you get to where you're going, turn it back on.
Okay.
It'll stay cold for like 4 or 5 hours.
All right.
That's another option.
Okay.
Okay? So yeah, if you're dry camping, your battery goes completely dead, where nothing, no lights come on or anything, this is the only thing that will still run. This is the only device that has no 12 volt tie-in.
Okay.
You basically got two systems. You've got your 110 side and your 12 volt side.
Okay.
Okay, any questions on that?
Nope.
And you'll get there'll be a manual for this as well.
Okay.
Okay, your oven, it's kind of difficult on this side because of the island, but right in the middle, you've got your flame tube. And in the very back, just to the right, you can get a flashlight to look to figure out exactly where it's at. There's a little plate with a little tube hanging out. That's your pilot light.
Okay.
And then that's what this one lights.
Okay.
So to light it, you have to turn it where it says pilot. Push in, and then take your long lighter and then light that pilot light back.
Light the pilot light.
And then hold this for, it could take 10, 15, maybe 20 seconds.
Stay lit.
And then once you let go, it stays lit. The pilot light stays lit.
Okay.
Then you can go ahead and adjust your temperature. And then when you're done, you want to turn it off.
Okay, so you have to light that pilot light every time you want to use the oven.
Yeah, this is the only thing you manually have to light.
Okay.
Everything else is electronic.
All right.
The important bottle opener, of course.
Very important.
Absolutely. And you got a little light up here, and a fan, 12 volts.
Okay.
Those run off at 12 volts.
Perfect.
Yep. You'll just turn the fan on.
Okay, so let's say that again. So if you're going to run the air conditioner, make sure the fan is in the
auto position,
side.
And that all the way to cool.
Okay. And the temperature here, you can set it as high or as low as you want.
However cold or however.
Okay. Yeah, my pop-up, you could only have it to like 50 degrees, so you burned up all night.
Yeah, this will go down to, the heat goes down pretty low.
Okay. That's a propane leak detector. So if it turns red or beeps or something.
Both. It'll turn red and start beeping at you.
And so
if you smell propane.
Okay, and then what do? You run
get
outside?
Everybody out. Turn off your bottles. Let it air out. come back in, and the first thing to check is what usually happens. That may have happened. Somebody may have accidentally turned that on.
Okay.
They are susceptible to false alarms.
Are they?
Hairspray, certain types of aerosol cleaners can set them off. I've been told by 3 customers that dog's breath can set them off. And I've had 2 people tell me that tequila will set them off. And I was like, okay, I got to hear this story. How did you figure this out? Well, they were making shots and she dropped the glass. And she wasn't sure if the noise set the propane detector off or if it was the fumes from the tequila. So.
That's funny. Now, hey, it's tequila. I like that one.
And
okay.
Just so you know, this is a biggie. That one is hardwired to the coach 12-volt system.
Okay, so it's going to be on no matter what.
Right.
Provided
that one's a 9-volt battery. The one in the bedroom's, I think, a 9-volt battery.
Okay.
So if that light turns yellow and it starts chirping, don't get your toolbox out and start tearing that apart to look for a battery to replace. It's the coach battery.
The coach battery
needs to be
charged
up.
up.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
We have a lot of customers that go to our parts department with propane detectors and go, "Where's the battery?" And it's like, well, you know all those wires you cut?
Yeah.
You might want to get some splices and put it back in there and charge your coach battery.
Okay, so 9-volt there.
Yep.
All right.
It does. You can turn your fan on.
Okay.
From here, but for that fan to work properly, you have to open the lid.
Oh yeah.
That's what that black knob is.
Okay.
So you do have to open the lid for the fan to do what it's supposed to do.
Okay. What is this thing here?
That is an air conditioning duct.
So you turn them
You
to
can spin-
open and then turn them right to close.
Close,
Okay.
correct.
All right.
And no, it does not have a heat vent in here. It doesn't need one.
Where do you put the toilet paper?
Probably somewhere. I don't know if this has a. I see a lot of people clean it here.
That's probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't see. You want to stay away from
Anything over
anything
there?
like this because you know there's wires running somewhere.
Right.
But I don't feel any. Yeah, right here maybe. Not much support there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, toilet. The flusher's on the inside right here.
Yep.
It's 2-stage. So if you go about halfway down, you'll kind of feel it a little resistant. Halfway down is going to put water in the top bowl.
Okay.
If you go all the way down to the floor, it's going to open that valve and dump it down into your black tank.
Okay.
Okay. So if we had water in here right now, I go halfway down, it's going to start. You can kind of
pouring
see
out.
the pink stuff come out, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Biggest thing on your black tank is you never use it dry. You always want to have a couple gallons of water at the bottom of that black tank to start with. So like in part of your preparation for getting this to go, you've got water in here. Just come in here. If you're using your fresh water tank, you have to kick the pump on and just hold that down for maybe 30 seconds.
Get some water in the
Get some water in the bottom of that tank, and at the same time pour your chemical treatment in there. When you go down to parts with your gift certificate that you're going to get, they'll show you all the different options and different types of chemicals you can use. Tons and tons on the market.
Is there? Okay. Yeah. But you need to pour chemical in there every time.
Every time that you priming it.
Okay.
So you add your couple gallons of water and your chemical.
Okay.
And then when you start using it and it gets full, and your monitoring panel says it's full, time to go down to the dump station and dump it. Dump your black, dump your gray, close the valves, come back in here and repeat that same process. A couple more gallons of clean water and more chemical.
Okay. What happens if you forget that?
Well, the reason we do it is because once you start using it, you just want to keep that black tank conditioned, moist.
Okay.
If you forget to put chemical in there, it won't liquefy the solids.
Okay.
And that's why you want water in the bottom there, because water, chemical react with each other
To liquefy.
to liquefy your solids.
Okay.
Okay. And you can keep a couple gallons of clean water in there between your trips.
Okay.
Okay. That way it's always just ready to go.
Okay.
And I'll show you. I think it's got a black tank flusher on it. I think, I'm not sure, but I'll show you where the dump valves are outside.
Okay.
And cheap toilet paper, obviously, and nothing over 2-ply. Don't use like Charmin triple ply. It doesn't disintegrate quick enough. It'll just clog your sensors and stuff like that. So you do want to use cheap toilet paper, and that's the only paper product that was in here.
Okay.
Even Kleenex won't break down like toilet paper will.
Okay. Cheap toilet paper.
Cheap toilet paper.
All right. Cheap toilet paper.
Basically, you've got to make sure, you know, nothing's in the way, interfering with it.
And you can take it in or out while you're plugged in. I mean, provided you have power, you can. It doesn't hurt it to take it in or out.
Right. They do run off the battery. They're 12-volt motors, but if you can be powered up, just less wear and tear on your battery.
Okay.
Especially if you're dry camping, you want to conserve that battery a lot. But the nice thing is you've got the generator, which really changes everything.
Right. Okay.
Definitely want them out when you're using it, all the way out when you're using it, because that's how they're properly sealed.
Okay.
So if they're halfway, they're not sealed.
Okay.
Okay.
So all the way out when you're using it. What about when you're storing it?
Preferably all the way in.
All the way in.
Just keeps debris. I mean, it doesn't matter a whole lot. But are you storing this at your house?
For right now, yeah.
Yeah. I would probably, on mine, I always left mine in.
Okay.
I know up here we leave all ours out all the time. That's just so they're ready for show.
Okay.
It won't hurt anything, but if they're in, you don't have to worry about snow piling on them, debris getting on top of them. You can just run them out as you need.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So let's make this one work.
Okay. You want to go ahead and a little bit of OJT here?
Sure.
And that'll be the bottom one.
So out, so up, in.
The nice thing is that they're on separate switches. So if you wanted to, you could just bump one or the other out without having to do them both.
Okay.
Of course, with this one in, you're pretty not going to get very
limited
far
on
where you are right now. You can get to the bathroom or the bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah, this closes up pretty tight.
Okay. Do these need to be oiled? Do I need to be doing any?
On the outside, you'll see the black seals on the outside. Periodically, you want to use a dry silicone lubricant.
Dry silicone lubricant.
Just kind of, condition them periodically.
Okay, and that's just on the
outside. When it slides out, you'll see the slide seal on the outside.
Okay, I'm gonna slide it out and have you show me. So we'll go out.
There's two sets of seals. You got one on the inside, one on the outside.
Okay, so you're talking about this thing right here.
Yep.
Okay, just a dry.
I usually like the techs do. They'll just spray it on a rag, get the rag saturated, and just kind of.
Okay, and so do you do? I mean, obviously you're doing that when it's out.
Right.
So somehow I got to get up there and
of course.
And
of
do
course,
it.
of course.
Okay.
And it is a walk-on roof. It's just getting up there. Because the travel trailers don't have ladders on them.
Okay.
But it is a walk-on roof. It's a rubber membrane roof.
Okay. So then let's do this one here.
And they've been very reliable slides.
Have they? Okay.
Usually, if they're not working and your generator's not running, the first thing to check, most probable cause, battery's just not got enough juice in it. Same with your awning, and same with your electric tone jack.
What was that?
Did it go out all the way? Go ahead and seal. Okay. Bring it in. Or out, I mean.
I'm going to bring it all the way in and try it again. See if we can figure out what that was.
Sometimes of the newness, they have a break-in period.
Yeah.
They're kind of creepy in a way.
See if you see anything on that side and that everything look good over there. Alright, here, I'm going to try it now, so watch over there, I'll watch over here. definitely something there.
It's down on this side. It's down on that side.
Yeah, it's hitting something.
That might be. Let's see. So kitchen slide. Kitchen slide.
Okay, so what happens if I'm putting one of the slides in or out and it's jammed or stuck, or is there a manual, some type of something? Because I've heard, and this is mainly with the voltage, that you know, there's a problem. So
go ahead and trying to figure out how these. What it is, there's a motor in the back, on the back wall. And on one end of the motor, there's a little shaft that sticks out. When you go and do your paperwork, get your kit, you're gonna get a silver snake-like tool.
Okay.
It's bendable.
Okay.
One end goes on the shaft, the other goes on an electric drill.
Okay.
So you can use that drill to bring these slides in if something happens.
Okay.
These are not the same slides that are on the voltages.
Oh, right. So let's find out where that is, so that
it's right in the middle.
On the outside?
No,
or the...
no. That's the problem. It's hard to get to.
It's up here.
Somehow this has got to pop off to give you access, because the motor sits right up in here.
Okay. So, or I mean, maybe you just, because it doesn't look like this thing comes off.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for screws.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Like the passports.
Maybe you just have to get up high.
Yeah.
Oh, so let's find out. Let's write that down and figure that out. So
that is how it does, but they're not the easiest thing because of just where the motor is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll ask. Oh goodness. Okay.
Okay, yeah, there it is. Shut the door.
All right.
So you've got some upper lights there, and they should, because you want it to slam tight.
Okay, maybe I'll just wuss bag and. Okay.
You got lights up there, and then this one here's your two little lights outside above the ramp door.
Okay.
This is your bed lift.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and.
Yep. Test it.
Big monster cable there for you.
Okay.
You're going to probably want to get some adapters.
Got some yesterday.
Cool. So the bottom bed's the workhorse.
Okay.
It's what lifts this up and down. Right. This just basically is sitting in there.
Okay.
And that's as low as that will go. There's your
two tables.
Two tables.
All right.
And there is not a heat duct back here.
Really? How do you heat back here?
Either have the door open or like a ceramic heater.
Okay.
That's all the way down.
Okay.
So that would be your double bunk
Double
configuration.
bed. Yeah.
And these just roll over.
Okay.
And that one will roll over and you can put your table there. Now those 4 pins you saw sitting there, that's going to let you keep this up out of the way.
I don't know
Called
what you mean.
pinning. So what you would do,
Now what's that thing in the middle there?
if you're going to use this as like a bed, someone's going to sleep on it,
Yeah.
probably want to put those legs up.
Okay.
It just gives you more stability.
Okay.
So you don't get this rocking kind of in between there.
Okay.
So now we'll go ahead and back up.
Why don't they put a heat duct back here? It just seems like you'd want some heat.
I think the toy haulers, the fifth wheels do, but not the travel trailers.
Can you get one put in here?
Probably not, because it's already
done.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll stop when it's all the way up, and then it would be basically the third hole up.
Mm-hmm.
The one that's right underneath there.
Yeah.
You've got 4 of those pins, you've got 4 rails. So you stick 1 pin in each hole. Then when you hit the down button, this will stay up, just this will come down.
Okay.
It's basically for your convenience. So if you're using this, you know, if you have your table set up here,
Mm-hmm.
you want this up out of the way.
Okay.
So you don't stand up and knock yourself out.
Right. So so there's no other pinholes to pin it anywhere else,
Nope.
just up at the top.
Just at the top.
Okay. And when it's up like this, obviously I don't need them in, right?
Right. The pinning is it's not, you don't need to pin it for travel. It's just to keep that upper bed out of the way.
Okay.
But they do recommend when you're pulling this, if you don't have anything in here, like when you leave here today, you do want to haul them with them up.
Up. Okay.
This just kind of locks this in here a little bit.
Okay.
So it's not sitting there bouncing on these little brackets there.
Right. Okay.
But some people do run them with them down. It's just a suggestion. They recommend it transporting in this position.
Okay. If I don't like this mattress here, is that an air mattress or
No, it's just a big foam mattress.
Okay. If I don't like that, can I get a different one on there?
If you can get one that'll fit in there,
Good to go.
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. A lot of people, what they'll do is they may just use this for their extra bed.
Mhm.
They'll keep this pinned up out of the way. You can take this mattress and throw it on top of there. Do whatever you want. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Do whatever you want with it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What are these things?
Those are your vents. You've got 2 of them. You've got one there,
Mm-hmm.
one here. You just kind of pinch it and then push it whichever way you want it to open. And what they're designed for is if you're hauling motorcycles or whatever and you get your gas fumes,
Mm-hmm.
you have this one open facing forward. That one you'd have open facing the back of the trailer. So when you're hauling this, it's going to create a vacuum and kind of help air it out a little bit.
So when you're riding, it's okay to have that one out.
They are
that
designed to be open while
when
you're
driving.
hauling.
Okay, so it's not going to rip it off or
No,
anything.
no.
Okay.
What you want to watch out for is in the rain.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you can catch all the water coming right in here.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you're on a dry, dusty road,
It's going to catch
all that
all
dust
that
you're kicking up is going to come right in here.
Okay.
And if you're not hauling any gas or anything in here, you don't need to have them open.
Right. Doesn't matter.
And you know, if it's hot out, someone's sleeping back here, same thing, you can have them open for a little bit of airflow. Yeah.
Okay. That one's loose as well.
Yeah, I just wrote various
Okay.
handles that they can
Perfect.
give them a little tweak.
TV thing here.
Yeah, what this is, and I don't think they have a backward plate. I'm not sure where you put a TV.
There's
Gotta
something
be-
solid there.
Yeah. See that little red light that came on?
Uh-huh.
What this is right now, the way that the trailer's wired right now, you're going to get over-the-air signal, like regular TV,
Mm-hmm.
or you can plug into park cable.
Okay.
Like at the KOA, they probably
Yeah,
have cable.
Cable, yeah.
And this here will do anywhere you can put a TV. In other words, what this button does right here, it's an antenna booster, it's a power booster. It's going to help bring in a stronger signal from the TV antenna that's up front.
Okay.
This is the only one. This is wired directly to the antenna.
Okay.
So it'll also do the one in the living area.
Okay.
Runs off the battery.
Okay.
Now you're going to be plugged in all the time, so it's going to be no big deal. But if you're dry camping, obviously you're not going to be watching TV.
Right.
So leave it off. Now if you're connected to your park cable in,
Mm-hmm.
you want this off.
Okay.
If you're on, you won't get the cable signal. It'll be all scrambled.
Okay.
So you want this off for cable, on for local.
Local.
Right.
All right.
The TV antenna on here is a permanent mounted TV antenna.
Okay.
There's no crank.
No crank. Okay.
I love it. It's one less thing you have to worry about.
Good. Good. Okay.
GFI outlets right here.
Okay.
If you have any problems with your 110 breakers or 110 outlets, that'd be the first thing to check to see if it got popped.
Tripped. Okay.
And then the brown box over here,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, is your breaker panel just like your house. There's all your
Okay.
110,
All right.
and then above is your 12 volts.
Okay.
All the fuses are automotive fuses, okay? So you can get them at any place that sells automotive parts, you can get your fuses.
Okay. Probably a good idea to have some
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
spare. And do they have them here?
We have I think it's a variety pack. It's cheaper to go to like King Supers or, you know, in their automotive section because you're going to need some 15s, 5,
Get spare
20s,
fuses.
and some 25s.
So I need 15.
most of them are 15. You've got a couple 20s,
20,
a 30, and a 5.
30, 5.
And then you've got some 25s.
Okay. All right.
And then right here, you probably will never use this, but it's a battery disconnect switch. So let's say we were not plugged in right now.
Okay.
If we were just running off the battery, when I push that in, all these lights would go out. It would disconnect the battery from the 12-volt systems from inside the trailer.
Why would you ever need that?
Basically what it's designed for, like say you're using this, you go on a camping trip, come back home, it's going to sit for a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
If you push it in, it's just going to disconnect the battery, so it's not going to
Drain
as quick.
Okay.
The big thing is for the battery to charge, it has to be out.
Out. Okay.
So it's kind of in a vulnerable spot. If someone's in here and they
Bumps it.
they bump it, and you don't realize it, and your battery's not charging, that'd be the first thing to check.
Okay.
And I have seen people, I don't know how they attach it, they've put in little, like a protector cage or something.
Around
Then it's
it.
kind of in a bad spot.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of them are up by the front door.
Even worse. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Then you can do whatever you want with the carpet in, out.
Okay.
There's your ladder to get up to the bunk.
Yep. Where does that hook onto?
It hooks on this,
just right there?
Yeah, you gotta
Okay.
kind of, I'll be honest, you gotta be careful because it could have a tendency to,
Rip that off?
yeah, so some people will put something, protect over you know, like a cloth or something, and then put the ladder on that cloth so it doesn't start marking that up.
I see. Okay.
Do have air conditioner duct right there.
Okay.
And then that white plate right there,
Uh-huh.
if you wanted to add a second air
Second
conditioner, it's pre-wired, and they would just take that out and put the air conditioner right there.
Seems like you want to put a freaking heater
I
back
put
there.
a heater back here. Heck with the air conditioner.
Okay. All right.
Straight up.
So
yeah.
if I want to take this thing off, you just slide it up.
Straight up, yeah.
And then I can pop it out
Yep.
and add any whatever I want to
Absolutely.
it. Okay. When you're traveling, I'm assuming you...
Yeah, just a little extra. And I would really recommend, and I found it was the bottom button.
Bottom.
Try
Okay.
getting a cloth or something soft to put at least behind this buckle.
Okay.
Just over time so it doesn't sit there and vibrate, start scratching that
the
screen.
deal.
A lot
Okay.
of people put either a pillowcase or just an old sock or something around there.
Okay.
That's that transfer switch I was telling you about.
Transfer
For the
switch.
generator. The automatic transfer switch and isolation
Oh,
switch.
okay. Okay.
And then this panel that's off right here,
Uh-huh.
there's a little hole. And it's access hole.
Yep.
Your water heater sits right in there.
Okay.
Okay, now this is where you're going to want to do some reading up on winterizing and dewinterizing.
Okay.
Online, YouTube has great videos.
Okay.
They're going to talk about a bypass valve. So right now it's winterized.
Okay.
The water heater's bypassed, meaning that water heater is basically out of the system. So right now, if we hooked up water, no water is going to be able to go into your water heater because it's bypassed.
Okay.
So what that's the access hole gets you to the back of the water heater. You probably need to get a flashlight and you'll see it sits down at the bottom. It's a white, like a teardrop valve that only goes two ways.
Okay.
So right now it's probably, it's horizontal. You want, basically what you're going to do, like when you get this thing up to wherever you're going, you want to get all that pink stuff out of here so you can start using it.
Right.
You want to dewinterize.
Okay.
It's fairly easy. You hook up to your city water. You can do this like when you get it set up in Montana if you want to. Hook up your city water.
Okay.
Turn the city water on.
Okay.
Okay, and then you're going to come inside and you're going to turn one faucet on at a time. Both hot and cold, but do one at a time. Just turn it on and just let that pink stuff get flushed out. It's going to start, it'll come out pink, it'll be all kind of foamy. Just let it come out until it starts coming out nice and clear.
Okay.
And go to the next one. All that stuff is going to go into your gray tank. It can stay in there. You don't have to immediately dump it. It can stay in there until you get other stuff added.
Okay.
So once you've got all that pink stuff out of here, turn the source of the water off.
Okay.
You're going to reach in there and you're going to look for that valve. You're just going to turn it the opposite way it is now.
Okay.
Then when you turn the water back on, it's going to fill up your water heater. So basically you're only going to do that if you're probably not going to winterize it once you get up, 'cause you're going to be living in it.
Uh-huh.
So basically only have to do that once.
Okay. But when I'm winterizing it...
When you're winterizing it, you're going to drain all the water. The water heater access, other side of it's right out there.
Okay.
Open up the metal door, drain it. Once you got all the water drained, before you can pump the pink stuff in, you're going to take that valve, put it back to the bypass position.
Okay.
That way when you pump the pink stuff in through your lines, you're not going to dump 6 gallons in your water heater, because that's going to be empty anyway.
Okay.
And you don't want that stuff sitting in your water heater.
Okay. And are they going to put that back on?
They can if you want. They left it up. They leave it off just to show you where it's at. But I can have them put it back on.
Okay, yeah, let's have them put it back on.
Just so you kind of know what that's what they're going to be talking about when they talk about a water heater bypass.
Okay.
Okay. And then actually your CO2 detector up there, it is hardwired, but that one does have a 9-volt battery backup.
Okay.
TV, and I just, to be honest, I don't know if they, usually if they put a backing plate, you know, so you can mount your mount, they'll put a sticker that'll say LCD bracket backing plate. I don't see one, but
So when you're saying there's not one there, that means I just can't put a TV there?
I just don't feel a backing bracket.
So basically I have to take it into the dealership and...
There is something right there. Maybe a stud finder, but you got to be careful. See, I do feel something. There is something right in here. But
I'll probably take it to the dealership and let them do it.
Let them do it. That's what I did on mine.
Yeah.
And what they did, they tore the wall down and they put a 2x4 across, put the wall back, and then mounted it.
Okay. Alright, I may even have them do that before I leave. That way I just know.
Either that or have them talk to Zach about it, or say, hey, is there a backing plate, or where can I put my TV in my bedroom? Is there one already here and they just didn't put a sticker on it?
I'd just rather have them do it.
Absolutely, absolutely, especially since it's new, right?
Yep, then it's done. I don't got a jack with it. There's something wrong with this right here. It's just not, it's not right. Okay, you want to open up that one, see if everything look good.
A little bit of resistance there.
Okay. And let's do those as well, make sure. Good. Okay.
And a lot of times, after time, these are going to work themselves loose. Stick a screwdriver in there and just kind of spread these things a little. That's how they fix them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Pretty self-explanatory.
We'll work light there. And then when you get ready to leave here today, we'll flip this around. It'll be up front. We'll go around show you how to hook up and everything. That makes life so much easier for you.
Does it?
Good decision on that. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Propane. They're both full.
Okay.
They're 30 pounds each. When they're both full, it's about 15 gallons of propane. It's pretty a lot.
This is what I had on my pop-up. These big ones.
Yeah. Do they have a way of replenishing your propane up there?
I don't know. I haven't really looked into that.
Your furnace is going to take most of your propane.
Right.
Okay. Sounds like you're probably going to have your furnace running most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
The way these two work, 2 ways to use it. It does have an automatic transfer on it.
When you say automatic transfer,
this is your selector valve.
Okay.
And it's got to point to one or the other. So right now it's pointing to this tank.
Okay.
Or that tank.
Okay.
So whichever tank it's pointing to is going to be the one that's running, so you know which one it's running off of.
Right.
So if you have both of them open, what's going to happen is whichever one you pick is going to be the first one to run. When it's empty, without you knowing it, this won't switch externally, but it'll automatically just start drawing from the second one.
Okay, good. So I don't have to run out here and undo.
But the downside is, because these don't have gauges on them, you never know when it flips over, so you're never going to know when you're on your second bottle. If you have an extra one, that's not that bad. But to eliminate that problem, actually this one's off. So now what would happen? That one's on. Off, on. We've got this one picked. Now what's going to happen when this runs out? It won't switch because this is off. But you're going to know that you're done with your first bottle because nothing's going to work anymore.
Okay.
As far as your furnace or your stove. But you have 30 pounds left.
Right.
Then you can come out, flip it, turn this one on, turn this one off just so you know that's the empty one.
Right.
Then you can start thinking about, okay, I need to start thinking about getting my propane filled.
Okay. Yeah, it's too bad they don't have like gas hookups. You just, hook right into a big tank or something.
A lot of people do. You could get like the big 100 pounds. You just have to get, I think This is also, you might need a longer hose or something.
To come
But
out.
a lot of people do, they'll get the 100-pound,
Yeah.
100-pounders.
Well, you'd think even the KOA, they'd have like a something you could hook into.
They might have a portable propane service that they can come out and top off your propane for you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. How do you tell when you're level?
You're gonna have to get some levelers. You can either use carpenter's level. The carpenter's level you can put inside, like on the counter, or you can get little stick-on ones.
Okay.
And then what you want to do is you want to level it first, side to side. So you'd have to use your tires.
Okay.
So you would pull this into where you want it, where you're going to have it set up. And let's say this side's low. You're going to have to make adjustments like driving up on some leveling blocks, 2x6s or whatever you want to use.
Okay. Sorry, taking notes.
And then once you've got it level side to side, chalk your wheels, of course, and disconnect your tow vehicle. And then you'll be able to use this to finish leveling front and back.
Okay, so I'm just wondering, do you any of those stick-on levelers that you can get will tell you the side to side?
Yeah, you put one here, put one in the front, that would tell you your side to side. Another one on the side here, that'll tell you your level back and forth, front to back.
Okay, all right, perfect.
And then you do have stabilizers on here. Got 4 of them.
Okay.
One in each corner.
Okay.
Once you've got it leveled and set up and you're comfortable the way it is, take these stabilizers and just bring them down until they're firm on the ground.
Okay.
Unlike your pop-up, you don't have to have them down. In other words, the trailer's not going to do any chance of flipping, but it'll just make it more stable for you when you're inside.
Okay.
Especially if you're going to be set up for a long time.
Okay.
Little work light there.
Okay.
Here's your generator.
Okay.
And you can start it and stop it the same way we did inside.
Okay.
There's your breakers. You want to make sure your breakers are on.
Okay.
And then you've got your air filter, oil filters right down there.
Okay.
Oil fill, oil checks here, and then your drain for your oils right here. There's a little rubber hose that hangs down there.
Okay.
Okay. Your manual will go over all your maintenance intervals, and it's first 50 hours to change the oil, and after that's like once a year every 150 hours.
Okay.
And that's what the hour meter does for you.
Pretty easy for me to change the oil myself.
I think so, yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then the caution sticker right here is just telling you when your generator's running, you have to have this on.
Okay.
So it gets the proper airflow for the cooling. This one doesn't matter. This one has to be on. And it's got 2 little like suction cups on the top.
Okay. So they were just suction cups. I got it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Information here on your tires, tire pressure, and the weight of the trailer, your VIN number. You've got
right there.
Yeah, there it is right there.
Okay.
Exhaust for the generator.
Okay.
This is basically what they give you for your outdoor shower.
Okay.
The hose that goes in here does come with the trailer. That'll be up in your kit.
Okay.
It'll be a blue coiled hose that has a quick connect.
All right.
On the other end, it has a trigger on it, or you can put different attachments on it.
Okay, I didn't even know it had an outdoor
Hot
shower.
and cold.
Okay. Hot and cold water out here? Okay, good.
This is your furnace outlet.
Okay.
So anytime your furnace is running, that'll be hot.
All right.
And then for your, you may not be using this for a while, but this is your freshwater fill. It's gravity fill. So this is where you hook up your hose or however you're going to do it
and you
to fill up that fresh water tank. So if you're using water out of here, you need the pump on.
Okay.
And then the other connection when we get back there is the back.
Okay. Okay.
That's where your sewer hose goes on.
Okay.
Sewer hose will have little ears like that, so it'll twist on.
Uh-huh.
The other end goes into your septic tank, wherever you're going to dump your wastewater.
Okay.
And then it says gray and black. So you got a handle right there.
Yeah.
You got one there. And you got one there.
So there's 3 handles, one over there, one there, one there. All right.
So the front one is your black.
The front one. Which front one?
This one right here.
Okay, that's your black.
Yep. This gray
is back in the middle. All right.
That's for the kitchen or the bathroom sink and shower.
Okay.
And the one over right there.
Another gray tank
for the kitchen sink.
Okay. So there's your. All right. So what do these little handle things do? What's the?
Just pull it out to drain it.
Pull it out to drain.
Yeah, that's open. That's closed.
Closed. Okay. All right.
So you want them closed all the time until you're ready to dump your wastewater.
Okay.
And when you dump, do your black first. Then do your gray.
Black first.
Black first, then the gray, because that gray is going to help clean this part of the
wash it out
and your sewer hose.
Okay. All right. God, that's a lot to remember.
And yes, City Water Connect.
Okay.
This is probably what you're going to be hooked up to.
Right.
This is where you probably want to use the heated hose.
Uh-huh.
That's your city water in.
Okay.
Next to it, it's got a caution sticker.
Okay.
That's your black tank flusher. This is an inlet that goes straight down to the bottom of your black tank.
So you can run water through
so
it.
you can clean it out periodically.
I see.
And to use this, you're hooked up to your sewer system, you dumped your black, keep the black gate valve open, because you're still hooked to your sewer system.
Okay.
And then get an old, don't use your fresh water hose, just get an old cheap green garden hose, dedicate to your black tank flusher. You're going to connect it to here. The other end is going to be to the source of water, so you might have to disconnect your city water from the faucet and hook your black tank hose up to that.
Green garden hose. Hang it. For black tank flush. Okay.
Okay, and then go ahead and turn on the source of water. It's going to go straight in here into the bottom of the black tank. It's going to go through a spinner, a little agitator. It'll help clean out the bottom of that black tank.
So, and you're just hooking it up to the same city water. You're just using a different hose.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Now, for this here, it's a 4-prong plug, right? Now, I'm going to camp in front of my house for over this weekend to test it out. I've got a 4-prong to a 3-prong, and then a 3-prong to a 110.
To a little, yep.
Okay. All right.
The only thing you won't be able to do on that is
AC. Right. Okay.
Right.
Perfect.
Right.
See those wires? Are those?
Oh, those are your electric brake wires. And here, this here turns on the fuel pump for you.
Okay.
And this is, unlike a gas station, it's not auto, so you got to hold on to the trigger.
Okay.
And then whatever you're fueling, once it's full, you have to let go.
Okay. All right, and that's obviously where I fill it up.
That's
I
where
just
you
put it
fill her
in,
up
fill her up. Okay.
Absolutely.
Unleaded fuel only. All right.
Here's a couple of TV ends. The top one's a satellite prep. So if you had a dish,
Okay.
a little portable dish, and then you'd have to have your satellite box in service. And you can either put it in the garage, because it had the satellite or cable where that little button was, or behind where that main TV is. The bottom one is your part cable end.
Okay.
The difference is, if you're connected to your part cable end, this will go to any place in the trailer you can put a TV, even up in your bedroom. If you're plugged in here, you'll get the cable in your bedroom, living room, garage, and outside.
Okay.
Did they show you how the ramp works?
Nope. All right, so it's not just falling on you, or will it?
Yeah,
It will.
it will.
Okay. Ooh. Barely. All right. That was pretty easy. The bug screen.
Yep. Very slick. It's wet. It is like a ski slope.
Okay.
Just, you said you're being in Montana, so just be aware. It's not non-slip. It's very slick.
Very slip.
Very slick.
Okay.
And so is this. This gets very slick when it's wet.
Okay. All right. I want to pull that bug screen down, but I don't want to walk up there. Got to be smarter than the bug screen.
Where's the door to get into his shop? Is there a door on the end?
No clue.
What you looking for?
The door to get in here, besides the garage door, Jeffrey's usually got one of them open.
Go all the way there, you'll see a brown door.
Perfect. Thank you.
And there's magnets at the bottom that'll hold it shut.
Okay. So that looks good. All right.
If it doesn't lock for you,
Uh-huh.
okay, looks like you already did it, but sometimes these magnets are so tight, they have to have a little bit of flex to grab onto the strip down there.
Ah, okay.
So it looks like he's already done that.
Okay.
Because they come from the factory,
Crank them
they're
on.
so tight, they just don't, they don't have the flexibility to grab where they need to. And it's very flimsy screen.
Okay.
Push right out.
Okay.
If it comes out of the track,
Uh-huh.
it's not secured on the sides, kind of roll it back up, it should feed itself back
Feed
in.
back in. Okay.
So yeah, it's real flimsy.
Okay.
And it does actually, you don't want to go
Right.
all the way up there,
Right.
it's got that right here.
Okay. Right
You
behind.
see that white gate valve handle sticking out?
Yep.
That's your freshwater drain.
Freshwater drain.
That will
Okay.
drain the water that you have in your freshwater tanks.
So push it in and it just comes out.
Pushing it out is open, in is closed.
Out is open, in is closed.
Yeah.
Okay. So right now it's out because it's winterized.
Well, because you're probably letting it dry out.
Okay.
Go ahead and you can push it back in. It's all it is a very small storage container for your sewer hose.
That tube.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. I was confusing it with that.
Just stick it in there when you're not using it.
Okay. So do they give me a sewer hose? So-
That's why you get your gift certificate. Water heater. This is your drain plug.
Okay.
It goes right in here. That's a 1 to 1/16 socket. Okay.
So you got to tighten it down.
Right. If you forget to put this in, you'll know right away. Because when you start putting water in here, water's going to come gushing out of here. And usually you might want to put a layer of that plumber's tape around there.
Tape on it. Okay.
This is also what we call a sacrificial enoid rod. So after you start using your hot water heater, after a while, this is going to start corroding. It's going to start looking really ugly and yucky. This corrodes instead of your water heater. These are about 20 bucks to replace. Your water heater is about 800 bucks.
Okay.
Plus labor, so.
So when I travel, do I want that in?
You want it in when you're using it. We have it out now because it's winterized.
Okay.
Okay?
So it's just going to stay like that until I get to use it.
Yeah. I'll just get it started. That way it won't rattle around here while you're
So, but when I forget, it's just going to leak water out of there. Okay.
Now remember, right back when we first started, we were talking about your water heater doing propane or electric.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the 2 switches inside. The electric side has 1 additional switch. And it's right lower left where this little piece of tape is.
Uh-huh.
So this switch here has got to be down in the on position
Okay.
for the electric side to work from inside. If this is in the off position, the propane side will still work. But the electric side will not work unless this switch is on. It's a safety switch.
Okay.
That way, right now it's off.
Uh-huh.
If somebody goes in and turns the electric switch on, there's no water in here, it won't turn on unless that switch is in the on position.
Okay. I'm going to forget that.
Now if you want me to, I can go ahead and turn this on now so you don't forget about it.
But if we turn it on and... I guess I'm still confused on
Well,
it.
what it is, it has 2 switches.
Okay. It'll run on the propane no matter what.
Correct.
It won't run on the electric unless it's on.
Unless this switch is on, then when this switch is on, the switch inside will actually work.
Okay.
It's saving you from having to come out here each time
And turn it on.
and turn it on and off with this. They just put an extra switch inside.
So do you recommend just leaving it on?
You certainly can.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then you've got some more 110 outlets.
Okay.
You've got, this is your stabilize. Oh, that's for the hand override for the electric tongue jack.
Okay, and we're going to figure out where.
In case the motor blows up or something, you can do that.
Okay.
This is for your stabilizers.
Okay.
3/4 inch socket. So if you got a nice electric drill and a 3/4 inch socket, you can put on your go.
Hold that for a second.
The spare
Okay.
tire's up underneath
Spare
there on the
tire
cable.
goes in there. Same crank to lower these things.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Lowers the tire.
Correct.
All right.
Or you can have it forward.
Okay.
You notice how that doesn't lock?
Yeah.
It's per design.
So no one will break it.
Well, that, and so you're camping at night and some punk, smart ass kids go, lock them in. It'll still open for you.
Okay. All right.
I didn't believe the story at first, but it is true.
I bet.
Absolutely true. That's why they break away when they're folded forward.
I bet. Okay. All right.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of the trailer.